मत हो जी परेशान, करो जी माथा पच्ची, निकलेगा समाधान, करो जी माथा पच्ची। अब छूटेगी जान, करो जी माथा पच्ची, मत हो जी परेशान, करो जी माथा पच्ची। मत हो जी परेशान, निकलेगा समाधान, अब छूटेगी जान, करो जी माथा पच्ची।
Maathapacchi!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Maathapacchi. I am Anukriti. I have with me my father Dr. P.K. Bajpai and my brother Shivam Bajpai. And Happy New Year to all of you because this is the last day of the year when we are recording this, and probably this will be uploaded the next day, which will be 2024. So we all wish you a very happy New Year 2024, and that is somewhat what we are going to do in this video. We haven't really planned on what we are going to do, but we are going to talk about some challenges that we might have in the next year, particularly in the education sector, because we thought it would be a good idea to bring to you three different perspectives on the same issues, because my brother here is a student. All of us are associated with the education sector in some way or the other. So he is a student. I am an assistant professor, and my father now, after 30 years of being an academic and a researcher, and he will still remain the academic and the researcher that he is, but he's going to retire next month, and he has a lot of different experiences to share with us. So we'll see, we'll talk about different challenges, different New Year resolutions that we need to make as people associated with education in some way or the other. And let's see where it goes. So we'll navigate through this together. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to start by asking, what do you think is the major challenge? Let's say for the students first, because I'm going to ask this to Shivam. What do you think will be a major challenge for the students in the coming year? And it's not year specific, but what do you think is the major challenge that the students nowadays are facing and will be one big thing that we need to talk about in 2024?
I think from the past 2 or 3 years, AI has been a major talking point of the whole world,
Right.
and that will be what shapes 2024 for us, in my opinion. The advent of AI has caused people to lose that hands-on effort and hands-on experience.
Right.
So there will be a lot of skill development required on the people's part, on the students' part, and I think AI might hinder it. And I think that will be the major issue for the students to
I'm very
develop actual
happy
skills.
that as a student you're saying that AI might hinder it, because for the students it's actually good. You have
Exactly,
everything in front
exactly.
of you. You just need to put a prompt and things come in front of you.
But that
And-
is what is causing the problems. We are not
Yeah,
prepared to deal with the real life issues on ourselves.
Yeah.
true. So I'll take the same issue, because I also think it's one of the major things, because as a person who's just entered this teaching field, I think this is one of the major issues that we as young professors are also facing. Because when we were studying, we did not have all these things in one click in front of us. We did not just put prompts and we would get things right away. Although that was very different from the people who studied before us, because if we talk to Papa, when you were doing your PhD research or something, it was totally library research, right?
Very
So
difficult.
can you just talk about your research for a while? how was it? And if it would have been now, what would have been different? Of course, a lot of things. But
Yeah, now it's very easier, but earlier it was very diligent task. Very engaging.
yeah,
All the times you are to it, and you are searching out books and material, and virtually half of the time in every research goes to went to searching material and collating it, and then one fourth of it to collect data, and then to analyze, and then further collate and all.
right.
And it was very difficult really that time to have meaningful research, and therefore particularly from Indian perspective, quality of researches have always been a issue that we
Right.
have discussed throughout. And now in the age of AI, it is virtually the same. Earlier it was being copied and pasted, and nowadays it is AI produced solutions for everything. So uh, substantially there is hardly any difference, but it is that time also some people engaged for and produced meaningful research, and now also those who are really sincere about their research and studies, they will go and study themselves. Actually, the whole purpose of education is to prepare the person concerned,
Right.
and by depending too much on the assistive devices and material, you are only going to handicap yourself
Right.
and not being useful for the society in absence of that support. So one should prepare oneself that if there is no support, then how will you sail out in the life?
Right.
So teachers and education system and education policy and student all together have to take a resolve to develop self,
Right.
and otherwise education will have no meaning.
So, do you think nowadays you're talking about preparing yourselves, but nowadays this is the preparation that we need to be better with the usage of AI, and we need to know how to control it in a
No.
way that it might help us?
Education is not only to use of AI. Education is all about preparing yourself for further life challenges.
Right.
And whatever challenges of living a good life, challenges of making the society better, challenges of be able to lead the political system, critical thinking, and so many other things. Nowadays, people only know how to deal with the machines. There are so
Yeah.
much of family issues coming out that we fail to understand that whether otherwise successful in their careers are not successful in their family life. So that is the issue, that the students, young students, are not being trained and developed and educated so to deal with human beings in a better manner.
Right.
So the education is all about that. Education is not only the use of AI and all. AI is the assistive thing,
Yes.
and
Yes.
if we only take it as an assistive device, then it's okay. But if we depend on it too much, then certainly it will hamper your own thinking process.
I think that is a very beautiful point, that education is about holistic development.
Yeah.
And it's not just about writing exams, it's not just about using AI for your internals or things like that.
Exactly.
It's much more than that. It is meant to develop you as a person, and I think that is one takeaway we have from this. Other than that, I'll just lead the discussion in on this topic on AI for a while, and I just want to talk about the solutions now, because we've talked about the problem. And as a person who is just starting out, I think for students it would be easier for us to give them to change our evaluation methods somewhere. Not give them the regular assignments or tests that we used to, because we know that they might be very easily furnished from AI assistive systems, but probably something that engages them, probably creative exercises for them, something that puts their brains to work, and that if they put into AI, probably we would also know that this is not a human response and an AI response. So some kind of creative evaluation mechanism. What do you as a student feel might be the solution, the way forward for students? How do we curb, control, restrict?
See, like anything, AI is just a tool. It will not do your job for you. And at the end of the day, you have to like incorporate it, because people will be gonna using AI, and the issue will be the people that are using AI will be far ahead of you if you just stop using it altogether, right?
Right.
So the only thing is you can decrease your dependence on AI.
Right.
You It shouldn't be like that. It's like for writing 2 paragraphs, you need AI. You can The small stuff you can do by yourself, and if the requirement is really there, then only use the AI. In my opinion, that is the only thing. Like, it is more about personal control than like than like any like holistic solution to this.
Okay, so
I what I feel is education is too tailor made these days, and teachers are also not prepared to lead it in a field way, in an experimental manner.
right.
I'll tell you the old story. People say NAP 2020 has come. I say it is just the same wine in the old bottle. Issue is when we were in the primary school, we found it altogether a kind of field education. All students were allotted some, extraneous work. Like some were allotted some field around the school and were guided to produce something good, like any coriander or anything. So, or even wheat or even anything. So, the student went to the field, they plowed it out, they sowed the seed, and then they nurtured it throughout, and then they harvested the crop, and it was distributed among the students and teachers, and people were happy, and teachers were happy to award marks on the basis of how the student has done it all.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when say Shivam is doing BTech, it is all tailor made. I always ask him that whether you go to the lab and how you are being trained and taught about your lessons and all. I think if I am the BTech teacher, I'll give him an exercise like you do it and produce it something, or you write a code and show me tomorrow. Perhaps any code will not be written by AI, a definite. And even if it is so that teachers must be smart enough to give an innovative code or innovative exercise so that the student really engages to produce it, to write even one line.
Right.
Nowadays, say if they give a generic thing and students just ask to the AI and AI writes for them, and tomorrow the teachers know it well that it is all AI produced material, but they don't do anything. They should snub the student right there that have you done it? Okay, come to on the blackboard and do it.
Right.
So they don't invite the student on the blackboard and say, kindly do it again. And the things will be different from the very next day.
Yeah.
Actually, the problem is that the students are just recipient of the bad education system. Fault lies with the somewhat with the system, because system has overloaded the teachers and overloaded with the kind of target results and all, and then the teachers, because India has very bad quality of teachers, no doubt. And the way when it comes for selection of teachers, particularly in government sector or government supported education system, then it is all type of pulls and pressures while selecting them out. And the meritorious students get a back seat, and only duffers come out and join. Earlier there was a saying that those who know how to do, they do, and those who don't know how to do, they teach. So that is the realistic case these days. Why to blame AI? I think they are intelligent people who have produced AI. They are not anyway. It is not a job of a lesser mind.
Right.
It is a job of a critical mind that they could do it. And the next thing I want to add here is that everything should not be available to everyone. AI is this thing which should be available to, say, government, say, defense, say, bureaucracy, say, the system. While in learning, we have to devise that how much AI we have to use. And even if it is to be used, that teachers should use it, systems should use it, students should learn.
Right.
Learn how to do it themselves. They should give these small projects for developing AI even itself. And how to augment. I challenge every day Google and AI, and I'm happy to fail them out. If I say that write something critical, they have only tailor-made solutions, not critical.
And once you start using it a lot, you know the AI language. Then you can easily gauge what the AI language is and how it is not human enough.
Exactly.
And yes, I feel I have a lot of points after what you've said. Do you want to add something to it?
The only thing that day before somebody told me to write a message for their college magazine, and I asked ChatGPT to produce one. They gave the tailor-made kind of one page piece to me, and I read it, and I was just disappointed. Then I wrote myself, and I think I can write 100 times better than AI.
Definitely.
Only thing, it is a matter of time. AI can produce it in 1 minute, but you can take a 1 hour. But in 1 hour, you can produce 100 times better than what AI can
Right.
do. AI cannot provide any solution for how I deal with my daughter and my son or my family matters and all.
Right.
I have to devise my own way. So why to depend too much on AI? AI has created too much of problems for anything. Now same AI is being used, say for in India, same AI is used for there in Pakistan, and both have the same solution of the same problem.
Right.
So
Right.
they can't.
It's not context specific.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we have to learn how to use it and to what extent.
I think one of the major points that comes to my mind after you said that we have to learn how to use it is this issue of media literacy, which we'll come to, because I think that is also something that we need to discuss in 2024, and when we are talking about the next year ahead, that are we literate enough to know what to consume and what to leave out, because we have all the options in front of us, and especially for kids. For everyone, but especially for the people who really are starting using it, who really have a plethora of options in front of them, and that becomes overwhelming, and then you don't know what to take in and what to throw out. And that is one thing that we need to talk about. The other thing that is just a takeaway from what you said is everything has become so result oriented. When I was hearing this method of everyone plowing their little field and then everyone sharing the produce, that sounds like such a utopian idea somehow. It sounds very beautiful and something that would actually also work for your mental health. It is something that does not require you to overwork yourself, pressurize yourself with deadlines, not be result oriented. It's like a very holistic process where you're together, where you're doing the same things and then sharing the results and fruits of everything together. So to me, it is like very therapeutic when I think about it.
Yeah, and very lively.
Very lively. So everyone is together. There's this community feeling. There is an emotional
nowadays
sharing.
education is more stale than anything else.
Yes, and it does increase work for the teachers as well, as you said.
Yeah.
Because if we are talking about AI and if we are talking about education not being tailor-made and innovative and something that caters to specific needs and does not cater to you just being able to write 2 paragraphs or just being able to produce something in a particular deadline, then this increases work for teachers. And we need to be innovative with how we engage with the students, and students need to be innovative in terms of how they engage back with the teachers. So everything then becomes a lot of work, especially for us where we are not ready to put in any work for anything. So I think one thing that we might that I think NEP is also focusing towards is this, and we have been talking about this for a very long time, is continuous assessment rather than just putting everything on one exam. And but again, I know it has its own flaws. And then what do you think about an idea of a continuous assessment or things like that?
Idea of continuous assessment is okay, it's good. But the thing is that if you have say 50 student or 60 student in each section, and the particular teacher in higher education, I am telling you about just in the college, say you are also there, and I can also tell you that you have to deal 4 different classes.
Right.
It is not possible for you to have a continuous assessment for say 200 odd students every month or every week or something like that. If you are given same 40 student or 30 student, when it comes to NAC assessment, all the institutions are busy telling that it is less than 30
Right.
student teacher ratio. But while it comes to actual day-to-day experience, then it is a teacher has to deal with more than 200 students one way or the other. So I think the whole idea of the continuous assessment fails here.
Right.
You allot 30 students to one teacher and say you are responsible for developing these students in a holistic manner, and other peripheral classes will be taken by all other, but you are the primary primarily responsible for these students. So that teacher will devise for them what time to go to sports, to music, to other extraneous things, and even field visits and all. Now the institutions like yourself won't allow you to take the student to the market. So if they say I am the principal of the college, I just sent my students to go to Kurukshetra to visit Gita Jayanti, Gita Mahotsav. And they came very happy and they shared their experiences. I am the one who sent my students to go riverfront and see how the river is polluted. And they go and then clean the riverside and come back that I have done something.
Right.
I am the one who sent my student to the jungle and say, go and see that how many species of plants you have and how many birds and what other flora, fauna and everything, and come record and tell us. So you give space to the student to learn.
True.
I don't know what for students are being educated, being in the education system.
Right. And also, the continuous assessment that we are talking about nowadays, I think for a student it becomes very controlling, very hectic. You have so many things.
Having 6 to 8 hours teaching every day, I think it is just misnomer. It is useless thing. Give some space to the student and teacher to devise their own system to learn and deliver and make it lively. You are not giving any space. There is just out of a 6-hour slot, just one period is, I think, free, or even if sometimes it is also not. This will not do. The teacher is also burdened, the student is also burdened, and the private sector, the teacher is regarded as the servant.
Yes.
I think you have to give a proper respect to the teacher.
Right.
Then only with that confidence he or she can deliver. You don't allow the teacher to plan her own way, then I don't think the education system is going to deliver. Our students are going to know even that what talent do they have and how they have to manifest it.
True. What do you think about this?
I think
your teacher taught experience, you can share something.
just listening to Papa, I'm reminded of the Vedic era, the Gurukul whole that.
Sounds as if you were there.
Exactly.
You were there? Acha, haan, theek hai. Okay.
So now the government under NEP is promoting Gurukul system, but they are only promoting in words. They have to come out with a concrete system that okay, we are promoting Gurukul type education, and there is one guru, there are certain subordinate gurus, and their fields are different. They are experts in their own field, and they create this. And government should tell every year at least to the education system that this year we need this much of teachers, this much of advocates, this much of doctors, this much of engineers for this specialty, and this much of these pilots and anything. Then there is no manpower planning in a country like India. And students are now going to London, Canada, and New Zealand and Australia. Now, what nonsense?
Yes.
What for you are there?
Definitely, yes.
The problem is this reflects the failure of our education system, that after studying for 12 or 14 years, you are not able to give student a destination here.
True.
And they go outside country and find the destination. What destination? Somebody is on petrol pump, somebody is in cleaning business, somebody is any other business, and they are happy there.
Yes, but after this, everything looks like this very glorified
Glorified.
reality.
What glorified? 7 band ads. In India, everything finds its shortcuts.
Yeah.
Even this IELTS part, now 7 band person cannot write his or own name spelling or name when she writes the application in the name of the principal, she cannot spell properly the principal. So that is the issue, and she is 7 band IELTS. Now a racket has been this unearthed that out of some money you can have farji IELTS certificates.
7 lakh में 7 bands.
Yeah, 9 lakhs, 7 lakhs,
But
whatever.
that you are right. We find our ways through everything, and everything then becomes a shortcut because everything is result oriented. No one is caring about the process. No one is caring about learning. No one is caring about development. Everything is about the result, the end.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
that is what like
Now-
colleges are doing right now.
I have one very strong feeling that government should mind its governance business. Government is only busy in politics. Whatever government.
Right.
The basic failure of democracy is that governments are busy in politics.
Right.
When you are coming, you have come in government, then you should bother for proper governance,
True.
proper policy making.
True.
You are not concerned at all. You are not able at all, and you are not giving meritorious people a seat so that they can plan for you, they can think for you, they can guide for you. What nonsense!
Right. Okay, you had a lot of points to make, so I'll give.
No, I didn't have a lot of points, but I had a point. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, start.
I'm भूल गया.
But you were saying something. I was talking
Yeah,
about
see,
continuous assessment. Then you were saying something. You had your own experiences with it.
Nowadays, I think colleges are producing cogs for the corporate machine,
Right. Yeah.
and that is what has been happening through the old education system. I really hope the new one changes the situation right over here.
So have you had a chance to like engage with the new education system? Has it been
As far
implemented?
as I know, no.
Now you are doing BTech. See, are you able to go to the corporate and produce something? Say if they say that you produce this part of AI, are you? If say you produce this software or you make such programming as they have ordered, and you are not able to do anything just by doing this BTech degree after 4 years or what. Only thing is the education system is not giving any fillip to the entire system.
Right.
That it is the corporate or the government or anything. They are then internship comes, then this training part comes, and for a couple of years they only train the person in the task they have appointed them, and then after they post the person to the task.
Right.
Issue is that education system is not delivering. It is badly failing. A person who does LLB is not able to go and argue in the court, not even create a petition, good petition. A doctor who is passed from a medical college cannot prescribe any medicine without being subordinate or intern to a doctor for 3-4 years. Then I think this is the job of the education system to produce the beneficial resource for the society.
True.
The education system fails and it goes on and goes on. Nobody is questioning it out. It is self-serving. Now private sector has come, it is again self-serving. They are minting a lot of money, but what they are producing for?
Right.
They say I am placing it out. What you are placing it out? You are not producing any programmer. You are not. They go there and being trained in the on the job for a year or so on a minimal salary. But sometimes this BTech and BCA people are employed in a meager 2 lakh to like 50,000 buck, and then after 1 year or so after training they are into the system and get some subsistence level salary.
Right.
So issue is that education system should be responsible, should be held liable, should be productive, and if not, if these educational shops should be closed.
Yeah. Do you want to add to this?
No.
Any closing comments for the session? We have to actually discuss about two other things, but I think we'll take those up as a separate video because it's been a while that we have been talking. One, like I mentioned, was media literacy, and the other
Media
is,
literacy are together a distinct issue,
yeah,
and this should be taken
that
separately.
is what I was saying.
Yeah.
And the second is mental health, because I think this is also connected to the entire thing that we're discussing about. And
So we can
one
take up a
thing
series of that.
so we have to talk about mental health and media literacy, because why I think mental health needs to be discussed with this is because one thing that I don't know if the education system is doing that, or the too much information that we have in today's time is doing that, but everyone is dealing with stress, everyone is dealing with anxiety, and I'm talking especially about the students. So when I go into the class, everyone has some or the other thing to share. They're just filled up, they're overly pressurized, and you would connect with it. But I think that is something that we need a totally different video for and some time for. So these are the two things that we will take up, definitely will take up in the next few videos. And again, I wish you all a very happy new year. I hope you enjoy this, and keep waiting for the next videos to come. And take care. And anything that you want to say?
I think all the best for 24, and I think education is the backbone of any society,
Right.
and education should this introspect itself and then improvise some ways and means to be really productive and deliver the better manpower, the value laden manpower to the society.
Right.
Because what we lack most in the society is our value system.
True. And that gives us another video where we need to talk about value system and cultural preservation. But there are a lot of ideas. Let's keep them here. And this is a good point to stop the video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.
All the best.